Hey everybody, we're here with another SailAway review for you. Today, it's something different.
Yeah, this is definitely different. Different not only from what we've reviewed before, but different from anything I was even aware of, frankly. Partially not. Anyway, here we go. You'll find out. It's the Asiwo U1 SUP electric water scooter. And the water scooter part is familiar, maybe not to everybody, but the SUP part is the part that's kind of different. This is a water scooter, and if you're not familiar with the concept, they're basically a little handheld device with usually two propulsion units, and you squeeze the grips and it just gently pulls you through the water. No effort necessary. Fundamentally, that's what this is, but this one kind of has a special twist. It has attachments so that you can hook to the bottom of 99% of all SUPs, stand-up paddleboards. It slides right into the thin box, has a remote control that you strap to your wrist. It even has a safety cord, all this stuff. And so basically it's a motor for your stand-up paddleboard. Easily go back and forth between the two. Kind of cool deal.
Yeah.
And I've just never seen it before, and they do it by making it just a single motor that's right in the middle with two handles on the side. It's pretty clever.
Right.
And I mean, it's a pretty sweet kit of stuff. It's like very nicely put together.
We'll go ahead and we'll get into all of that, the actual review later, but first we'll tell you that it does have 1 hour of battery life. It can go 7.5 miles per hour max, which when you're holding onto it, that's a fast thing. 16 kgf.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, it's 16 kgf of thrust. That's straight from their website.
Let's just say that's a lot.
Yeah. It's 1100 watts of power.
This is a compact unit. It's intended to be a little smaller and easier to carry around with you. It's a very nice size. So this one is probably a little less powerful than some, but makes up for it in how sleek the whole thing is. It's pretty cool.
The last couple things are its max depth is 164 feet. We obviously did not test that. We didn't go anywhere close to that.
I guess if you had tanks, you could test it.
I would hope that that's
like
the only way that you're getting down there.
Pretty far, yeah. And that's one thing that's kind of interesting about it when using it for snorkeling. It comes with a very cool float, foam float that straps to it, so that it has positive buoyancy. So for snorkeling, it tends to want to bring you to the top. But even with that on, it'll dive, and it can kind of get away from you a little bit if you're just enjoying the ride, and next thing you look up and you're way down there. So that's just a note. It was kind of an interesting experience for me.
So I think that's all the good information, and now here's our actual...
Yeah, well, the very first thing we did, obviously, was, put this thing together as an underwater scooter. Most snorkeling adventures, where most of the stuff you're looking at is fairly close to the surface, especially, it was pretty cool. It has 3 speeds, and you get to those by clicking the trigger on the right to go up and on the left to go down. And it pulls you along pretty effortlessly. The whole thing snaps together very simply. We had a pretty much a beta model, so we had to go online for the instructions for ours, but we didn't really need to for this part at all. Especially if you're snorkeling, you want to make sure that float is on there, because otherwise it sinks. And if it gets off of your wrist or whatever, you better be able to dive.
Yeah. When we went out with it without the float, it did feel heavy, and it was kind of scary.
It feels smoother and faster with it off.
Yeah,
and I liked that part of it.
So we took it snorkeling, and we went and kind of checked out a wreck, and we were able to get down to the wreck and check it out, but I didn't want to go any deeper than that with just lung capacity. Obviously, that is everybody's just own personal experience.
It doesn't care. It'll take you where you point it.
Yeah.
I think this would really appeal to people who aren't everyday swimmers, and people that maybe are on vacation, and that's maybe the only time of year they get out. And it'd be nice to have something like this to cover long distances. You can get tired so quick when you're out there swimming if it's not your thing. It's a really compact, cool scooter for all that. And it's just kind of fun.
It was fun.
I mean, yeah, we had fun just tooling around on it. Rivers enjoyed playing around on it. And then the second part is the really unusual part. And I got to be honest, I was skeptical about how well it would really work on the paddleboard. Now, I want to get a couple things out of the way. Our unit is a beta unit. They've since worked on some of these issues. There's a little bit of an issue with ours with communication between the transmitter on the wrist and the receiver on the board. Part of that, which we figured out, is you have to be very careful that that receiver doesn't drag in the water or you quickly lose connection and it would just stop. That was the main thing. But then it was also losing a little contact on its own.
Yeah, it just
The other thing, and I've already spoken to Asiwo about this one, and they're working on this as well. In our fin box in particular, the thickness of the little retaining clip and how it went through so you could lock it in place didn't really sync up with ours. And so we had to get a screwdriver and kind of pry it into position, which was a little weird, but again...
So we are the 1%.
All right, we got it on there. This is not a great fit. The clip is a little thick, and the shape of this doesn't exactly fit the depth of our fin box. And so the little clip is really tight going in. I had to use a screwdriver to sort of pop it up. So that's something to keep in mind. If you wanted, you could probably modify this little plastic piece here, just carve a little bit of plastic off of it, and it should fit just fine. It's not like the most confidence-inspiring connection, you know what I mean? But it's just hanging from plastic. So like people like us and some of the others who have reviewed this, they're also taking our feedback to try to make things like that work better, and that was one of those items. Other than that, it really does attach really easily, and it's pretty fast. I mean, when you get it dialed up, it's pushing that paddleboard along.
It is kind of hard directionally to turn.
Right.
I think you did it better than I did. I would just turn off the motor and turn the
Yeah.
SUP to be able to get it to go the right way.
Right.
You seem to be
It does
able
have
to.
so much force coming straight from the tail end, right in the middle, that it was hard to make any turning moment like do anything. I finally figured out that if I place the paddle against the rear side of the paddleboard in a rudder sort of position and kind of pulled, that worked okay for gentle turns, and then the same way on the other side. But to really turn hard, you kind of just had to stop, make a turn, and go. Again, I think it would be a pretty cool thing for people who want to be able to go a little bit farther distance.
It's a good alternative if like somebody has the dinghy and like you need to get to shore. It would be an easy thing to rig up and go to shore that way.
I think it'd be a really cool thing for people who fish from their SUP also, that have a lot of fishing stuff set up and a seat and all that, so that you could just be cruising along at a trolling speed while you're fishing with this thing going. I think that would be a really good use for it as well.
Right.
Kind of to sum up the SUP part of it, it was faster and simpler to set up than we expected, but hard to turn. I mean, how long it would last on a battery charge, they say up to an hour.
Yeah, we couldn't get it to last that long.
Yeah, we
because
were having
couldn't get
connection
the
problems,
connections
so.
to work. So, I mean, as long as, I would assume they fixed that. We can't review it on what we didn't have, though. So that was definitely an issue that we had. So I can't give it, like, glowing reviews. Because we're going to be honest with you, and that we didn't see it. So as long as they fix those things, then great, but I can't.
Yeah. And these are for sale on the website, which you've already seen the link to, and we'll have that down in our description as well. So my understanding is all this stuff has been totally worked out. We're the guinea pigs, so to speak.
It's an extra. It's definitely not a need on a boat. It's a fun thing. Rivers definitely had fun. I could see kids going out and playing with it, but also it is heavy, and so it kind of scares me to let kids go and play with it.
You'd want an adult to kind of get it all set up and put together and monitor it, but I think that's kind of an understood for something like this,
Right.
Supervision would be good.
Right.
And make sure the float is firmly attached.
Yeah.
And the stand-up paddleboard aspect is just kind of a cool bonus. So check it out. Go to their website. There's a lot of videos and a lot of pictures and a lot of more descriptions of this product. We think it's pretty cool. Might be for you. It might not. You decide. We hope we helped. So, we'll see you next time for another SailAway review. Not sure what the next one we have coming is, but you'll find out.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
All right. Bye, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Are you okay? Come on.
I hope that was on camera.
Yeah, it was.
Get 50 bucks.
Okay, good.
I think he realized what was happening and kind of like...
Oh,